Awesome, we're gonna get started in just 1 second. I just had to get my stuff together because I wanted to have my very own drag queen story time, but I'm not a drag queen, although I look like one a lot of times, but I'm not one. But we're gonna go over this and we're gonna do our own version of this because I want to show you guys something that I found for you. Okay, we're gonna get started a little bit early, 3 minutes early. Hey guys, okay, so I wanted to do my own drag queen story time because I think a couple things are needing to be addressed. I might as well play the part. So since I'm a drag queen today and I'm doing drag queen story time, my name is gonna be Lima.
Leave my kids alone, bitch.
I got the pleasure of getting my hands on one of the drag queen storytime books. This is for first graders. It says, "Who are you?" And at the very end of the book, I'm gonna read you guys the story. And at the end of the book, we have a game. It's so hard to look at this game without getting so pissed off. Like, it pisses me the fuck off. Like, really pisses me off. Here's a game we're gonna play to find out who we are. If you're watching me right now and you're like,
oh my god, this fucking leftist fruitcake.
Or you're like,
ugh, another homo doing drag queen story.
I want you guys to know I do not support, nor do I condone drag queen story hour. At least not until the drag community can simply mature up. It says, who are you? This is taught to first graders. This is a first grade book. This is a story all about you. The important thing to remember is that you are the one who knows you best. Wrong! How the f does a child know the child best? Children think that they are f***ing Superman. You! When a child comes to you and says, "Mom, why does girls wear pink and boys wear blue?" Well, Johnny or Samantha, that is because we are learning to teach you about your own body and we're teaching you about who you are. So we want to teach them how to deal with their own sex before they deal with another one. And sex is gender, people. Don't get it twisted. Even if you're trans, you cannot go and get a third option from the doctor. Sorry about it. You have two options, man or female. Sorry, this book sends me, yeah, quickly. So the important thing to remember is that you are the one who knows you best. Now, have you guys ever been a teenager and confused? Yeah. Well, did you know yourself best? No. When babies are born, people ask, is it a boy or a girl? Babies can't talk. So grown-ups make a guess by looking at their bodies. Bitch, I'm gonna have an aneurysm up in this motherfucker. Babies can't talk! So grown-ups make a guess. Bitch, I ain't lying. I know it looks like I'm lying, but grown-ups make a guess. Like, I wonder. Let's just guess at what the fuck our child has between their legs. Let's just take a wild guess. I don't know. Let's wild guess it up. I don't know. This is the sex assignment assigned to you at birth, male or female. Sometimes people get this confused with gender. But gender is much more than the body you were born with. I'm gonna find you, you fucking bitch, this author. As babies grow into kids, they start to know what they like and don't like. This is your personal expression. What you like, how you dress, and how you act. There are so many ways to express yourself. What you like can change as you grow up, or even from day to day. Yeah, because it means you're unsure about what you are. And like this book told you, it changes day to day. Well, let me tell you parents, if you think your kid is trans, it could change day to day. Right? Well, when you take hormones, you can't go back. What do you like? Let's pick things out that we like. I'm shocked they don't have a dildo in there. Oh, look, and now clothes. What do you like clothes-wise? Do you guys remember the movie Big Daddy? Remember when he let the kid pick his own clothes? Yeah. We call that child abuse. So, kids know a lot about themselves. You just said that. Kids know a lot about themselves. They know who they are by how they feel inside. This is your identity. Who you feel like inside, who you know yourself to be. This can also change as you grow up, or change from day to day. Your gender is just one part of your identity. What makes you you? So you say kids know a lot about themselves, but they're so confused that they change it day to day. The person who wrote this is just as bipolar as me, apparently. Some people say there are only two genders, but there are really many genders. How dare you, motherfuckers? People say there are only two genders. Because there are! But there are really many genders that don't exist, that are in our minds, that we make up because we're delusional. You are who you say you are, because you know you best. I didn't understand or I didn't grasp reality that everybody's conscience and stuff because I was a little kid. So I always used to think like, whoa, how am I alive? Like, what is alive? I used to think really weird things. And I used to think, What if everybody's robots except for me? Have you guys ever had that thought? That's what little kids think, you guys. Little kids have imaginations. I understand trying to keep the imagination alive for children, but teaching them this in schools as fact is incredibly sickening, scary, and should never be done. And you are who you say you are because you know you best. Well, I said I was a robot. Am I a robot now? So because I knew that I could take care of myself, and because I felt like I was older than what I was, why didn't they sell me cigarettes? Because according to this book, I am who I say I fucking am. So if a 16-year-old says he's 21, do we sell him alcohol? If he said he's a bird, should we let him go to the top of that building and jump off? And if you think that these situations do not happen, then that means that you think that we live in a country full of smart people. And if you're on the left and you own this book, you clearly are proof that we do not live in a country full of smart people. That's like saying, give everybody the option to do abortions late term and assume that people will not take advantage and assume that people will do it responsibly. That's just like assuming people are going to drink responsibly. But alcohol-related deaths are the biggest in the country. For some people, the grown-ups guessed right about their body and their gender. Good job, parents that guessed correctly. Because that vagina or that penis wasn't any inclination. You just took a wild guess, I mean. This is called cisgender. When someone's identity matches their sex assigned at birth.
Assigned?
I bet you if they could have assigned it at birth, they would have assigned what they wanted. So, no children, you are not assigned your gender at birth. And for some people, there are more than just two choices.
Not to the people that are transitioning. There's not more than two choices. That's weird.
These are just a few words people use. Trans, genderqueer, non-binary. What the fuck does that even mean? Like your binary double helix, like you know your DNA, XX or XY that your parents give you. Binary means two because two parents gave it to you. Nobody in this world could be non-binary. That doesn't make any sense. Gender fluid. Now there's fluids. What the the first word you said was trans. See, I don't know if you already forgot the word you wrote, you dumb bitch. But you said trans. Trans is transgender. They're not different things. Gender neutral. Wouldn't that be gender fluid? Agender. Yeah, we all are agender. Neutrois. I just heard that one just now. I never even knew what that was. Wouldn't bigender be both genders? Wouldn't that be transgender? Wouldn't that be gender queer? Third gender. Two-spirit. Wouldn't you Indians be screaming cultural appropriation about that one? Just saying. You guys scream about everything else. When I buy a headdress from Amazon, you guys scream it. But they can say two-spirit. Isn't that an Indian thing? And there are even more words people are using to describe their experience. When you describe an experience, it's like it was fun, it was rad, it was exciting, it was sad, it was bad, it was not fun, that's how you describe an experience, not by labeling a person as saying this is who they are now because of their one experience. This is called the gender spectrum. Lots of ways to be a boy, there are lots of ways to be a girl, there are lots of ways to be a kid. Finally, something I can stand behind, because I do believe that there are lots of ways to be a boy and lots of ways to be a girl. Why? Well, first of all, can any of you at home tell me what is acting like a boy? What is acting like a man? What's the exact definition? What's the exact definition to acting like a woman or acting like a girl? When if a girl likes racing, men shouldn't put her down. If a guy is an adult and he likes to wear makeup or likes to do makeup professionally and makes good money doing it, hey, then you should not put it down and call it women. Saying it's acting like women. It's people that are like me, who are teenagers. Right now, this is first grade. Being told things like this in order to get them to be confused. If I was a little kid today, guaranteed, they would convince me that I am transgender. And they would inject my body with harmful hormones that would change my skin, change my emotions, that would change my brain wiring as it's learning to be wired. I wouldn't be the person I am today. And that is why this is so important to read these books to you parents. And it's so important to reach out and talk to you guys. Because another thing I'm seeing, the last thing I want to talk about, is the fact that a lot of straight people who are pissed off parents because of this. They have every right to be mad. Every right. They're starting to hate gay people because it looks like we're pushing things onto you. But let me remind you that this is still the government, the left-leaning government, using their tactics to lie and separate us and get us to hate one another. Don't let them win. So let's go on to the last page. It says, be who you are. Oh, and now there's a guide for grown-ups. And a page-by-page guide to key concepts and discussion points. Learn the difference between science and a mental disorder. Because now they're educating your children on how to be mentally disordered and how to confuse themselves more. Again, if I was the child this age, they would have convinced me to be transgender. Thank God they didn't do that when I was a child. That's the problem in society. So the solution is not go the opposite and simply tell everybody that they're everything. Not at all. The real solution, they bypassed it. They're not going towards equality, they're going towards separation. So here's the game that comes with it. This game frustrates me more than anything else. That's why I keep putting it off showing you guys. But first of all, this game is to be played with a lot of kids in class. First graders, mind you. Remember, this book is made for first graders. So our first grade children will be discussing in their class. I have a body that made adults say not sure. What? I have a body that made adults say not sure. Those adults are not mature enough to have children. Those adults should be prisoned or should be looked at by CPS because they clearly are bad fucking parents. But that's one of the options here. I have a body that made adults guess. Girl. Guess? Girl?
They said that you're a girl because you have a vagina!
Nobody guessed!
Nobody guessed!
This is not guess who! A body that made adults guess, quotation marks, boy.
No, it wasn't a guess. It was a scientific fact, and the doctor found that you have a penis.
I gotta go. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. If you guys want to support me, go to patreon.com/theadorabledeplorable or go to facebook.com/theadorabledeplorable. If you guys want this bitch's name, here it is. Tell her what you think about her teaching your children this. Like I say in every video, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.